This is First Coast Math Clinic, and this video is on how to multiply the sum and difference of binomials. So in this video, we're going to go through these 4 examples here. And just a quick introduction to this. If you're looking at these examples, the binomials that we're working with look pretty similar, right? We've got x plus 3 times x minus 3, x plus 2 times x minus 2, 4x minus 5 times 4x plus 5, and 6x plus 3 times 6x minus 3. So the terms in our binomials are the same. The only difference is we have the sum and we have the difference. So we're figuring out if we're multiplying these terms, well, how do we multiply? So what's an easy way to multiply the sum and difference of these binomials? So we're going to go through these 4 examples in this video. All right, let's get into some examples. So for our first example, we've got x plus 3 times x minus 3. And from our video on multiplying binomials, well, we know that if we want to multiply this, we could basically just FOIL this out, right? So if I FOIL this, we want the first set of values. So that's x times x. So I'm going to FOIL this and see if there's an easier way to do it after we FOIL. So that's x times x, and then outer. So that's x times minus 3. So that'll be minus 3 times x. And then I is inner. So that's going to be positive 3 times x. And let me go back and kind of color code this. So my outer was right here. My first was right here. And my inner were right here. All right, so that's first. And then last is going to be the 3 times minus 3. So minus 3 times 3. All right, so let's go ahead and simplify this. X times x is x squared. We get minus 3x, then plus 3x, minus 9. Our like terms are the result of the outer and inner, products of the outer and inner. So that's our outer, that's our inner. So minus 3x plus positive 3x, well, that's going to give us just 0. So this is going to basically cancel each other out. And we're left with x squared minus 9. So the product of x plus 3 times x minus 3 is x squared minus 9. Well, let's see, is there any observation we can make that allows us to go like maybe right from here to that product without having to do this entire foiling? So let's look at this, right? If we've got, clean up a little bit of this. If we say, well, right, this is A, this is B, that's our A value, that's our B value. Well, what can we do with this A value to get that first value? Well, we could just take that A value and square it. What can we do with our B value here to get this last value, that second value in our answer? Well, we could just take that B value and square it. All right, and what's the result, the sign in between them going to be? It's going to be our subtraction sign. So our rule when we're multiplying the sum and difference of binomials, if we've got A plus B times A minus B, our result is going to be A squared minus B squared. All right, so this is the rule we're going to follow. Okay, let's get into a couple more examples where we use this rule to multiply the sum and difference of binomials. So here we've got x plus 2 times x minus 2. So this is my A, this is my B, that's my A, that's my B. Remember, our rule is A plus B times A minus B equals A squared minus B squared. Well, our A value is x. Our B value is 2. So we could just take x squared 2 squared. We're going to keep that minus sign, put the minus sign in between. So we're going to have x squared minus 4 as our final answer. And if we want to double check that with foiling, all right, so let's FOIL this really quickly. We want first, so x times x is x squared. Outer, x times negative 2 is negative 2x. Inner, 2 times x is positive 2x. And then last, 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. Negative 2x plus positive 2x, well, these are going to cancel each other out. We're just going to get 0 there. So we're left with x squared minus 4. All right, so using FOIL here as a check, our answers match. All right, let's do 2 more examples multiplying the sum and difference of binomials. For number 3, we've got 4x minus 5 times 4x plus 5. So again, we know our rule, a plus b times a minus b equals a squared minus b squared. So that's our a, that's our b, that's our a, that's our b. So we're going to square our a value. We're going to square our b value. So our result is going to be 4x to the second power minus 5 to the second power. 4x to the second power is 16x squared minus 25, and that's going to be our answer. All right, let's do one more example. All right, so here we've got 6x plus 3y times 6x minus 3y. So again, we know our rule, a plus b times a minus b equals a squared minus b squared. So this is our a, this is our b, that's our a, that's our b. So we're going to square our a value. We're going to square our b value. So we're going to have 6x squared minus 3y squared. 6x squared is going to give us 36x to the second minus 9y to the second, and this is going to be our answer. All right, and as I'm doing this, I realize there's an example I left out that I want to actually put in for everybody. So what if we have something like this? Let's say this is 2x squared. So we already have an exponent here, minus 3 times 2x squared plus 3. So let's add this in. Well, we're using the same rule, a plus b, a minus b equals a squared minus b squared. And multiplication is commutative, so we could have minus plus and then plus minus. The commutative property of multiplication allows us to do that. So, but we're going to do the same thing, right? So this is our a, this is our b, this is our a, this is our b. So the entire 2x squared is our a value. So we're going to square that. The 3, that's going to be our b value. So our answer is going to be 2x squared to the second power minus 3 to the second power. Now when we square this, we're going to square the 2, so it's going to give us 4. And we've got to square the x squared. So we've got a power to a power, and a power to a power, we're going to multiply those exponents. So it's going to give us x to the 4th. So 4x to the 4th minus 9. So that's going to be our answer for an example like number 5. Okay? So this video was on how to multiply the sum and difference of binomials. Hope these videos are helping you guys. If you like this video, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. First Coast Math Clinic.